We asked Grok, Elon Musk's AI, what are the 3 biggest events for Ethereum and what is that going to do for the price in 2024? And folks, it is looking very bullish. 2024 might be Ethereum's biggest year for price increases, and we're going to break down why. We have 3 events and narratives that's going to make 2024 a fantastic year, and the first event is the Denkun upgrade, okay? You see here Grok explaining it. Scheduled for March, April 24, is expected to significantly reduce fees for L2 networks, making it more efficient and more cost effective. So I looked down and we started breaking it down, okay? So it's going to begin test netting on January 17th. And so it's going to hit the test net first before it goes to 1 or 2 other test nets, and then it'll hit mainnet after that. So on the 17th, we are going to the Gworley testnet, and then after that, Sepolia testnet on the 30th, and the Holsky testnet February 7th. Now, they haven't announced yet when it'll be implemented on the mainnet because they have to check for bugs. They have to make sure everything works smoothly for this L2 fee reduction upgrade. And this upgrade is going to have other tools as well to reduce fees. We got new features for bridges and staking pools and limiting the use of self-destruct options on smart contracts, okay? EIP 6780 limits the use of a self-destruct keyword to prevent the erasure of a code and the transfer of funds to the deployer. This is a serious issue in the meme token space. You'll have a developer, they'll make a token, and then hidden within the code, there's a malicious line, and then it eventually says, hey, I take all your money, I rugged you harder, you can't do anything about it. So this code is going to make Ethereum a little bit better place for meme coins, surprisingly. Also, one of the key features of this EIP 4844 is the proto-dank sharding, okay? This is going to significantly reduce the fees on L2s. This is huge for Arbitrum, Optimism, and some of these other chains. And I expect this to just blow up Ethereum DeFi. It's going to make it a little bit more user-friendly, and then it's going to be able to better compete against Solana and some of these other lower fee chains that you see competing with Ethereum. And so very, very bullish on this upgrade. And essentially, if everything goes smoothly, I don't expect too much bullish action. This is actually kind of a risky thing because if some goes poorly, price goes down pretty sharply. If everything works great on the Gworley testnet, Sepolia testnet, really doesn't make much fanfare. It's, you know, the devs are happy, but the markets don't really react from that news. So I would look more, just make sure we don't want anything to happen with this. We just want a smooth ride with these upgrades because if it doesn't, it will affect the price to the downside for sure. After that, Grok has identified the number 2 catalyst for 2024 and why Ethereum is going to have a fantastic year. And that is the Ethereum ETF, okay? It looks like we're going to potentially get a spot ETF approval for Ethereum in 2024 off the heels of the BlackRock application for Bitcoin ETF. This would be a significant milestone for Ethereum, potentially boosting its price because it will add market liquidity, similar to what happened in other markets. When it hit the gold market, for instance, we had a 8-year bull run for gold ETFs. Now, it took about 6 months for that to happen, but can you imagine what an 8-year bull run for Bitcoin and Ethereum would look like? It would look very, very bullish. You can see here BlackRock filing for a spot Ethereum ETF to further crypto for a further crypto push here. This is kind of going unreported, folks. The reason no one's talking about BlackRock and these other giant entities coming into Ethereum for ETFs, everybody's talking about the Bitcoin ETFs. So I went back in the history books. In crypto, I had to go back 6 months, okay? In crypto, 6 months is a lifetime. So I went back a lifetime and I said, well, what happened with the markets with the BlackRock filing this ETF in June? Well, I actually identified the point right there in which it happened. And you can see we had a very quick upside, you know, hey, very, very bullish. They try to fake you out. In fact, they even flirted with some of these low levels, but not quite hitting those low levels, 24,000, but got really, really close. And then after that, as we started seeing more and more news that approvals were likely for this ETF, Bitcoin's just been on a run ever since then, almost doubling in price just since in that 6 months. So we're seeing very, very bullish action on this front. So we have 2 catalysts already, okay? So we got the Denkun upgrade, we got the ETH ETF, we saw what happened with the Bitcoin ETF, we know what happened with the gold ETF, and we know BlackRock's track record. BlackRock record is 575 to 1 when it comes to ETF applications. So you take all this news and, you know, BlackRock, potentially the most powerful corporation in the entire globe, How does it feel, these odds? Will we get an Ethereum ETF? It's looking increasingly likely that we are going to see that. And then final, but definitely not last, everybody, Ethereum is drying up and it is disappearing. Okay, we have recently switched deflationary. I don't mean disinflationary like Bitcoin or even the US economy where, yeah, the rate of inflation reduces. You know, we had 9% inflation, then it's 7% inflation. Oh, now it's 4% inflation, so they say. Bitcoin used to be 50 blocks every 10 minutes, or 50 Bitcoin, I mean, then 25, then 12.5, and currently where we're at now, 6.25. That's disinflation. There's still more Bitcoin hitting the markets. Meanwhile, your eggs, they're still 4% more expensive. I'm actually talking about deflation with Ethereum. So we actually have the amount of Ethereum reducing that's in the total crypto supply. But this is even more bullish. The amount of Ethereum available to buy is also decreasing. You see exchange supply is at an all-time low. The low supply could create a supply squeeze. We love this. This is just playing directly into supply demand economics. You don't know, just a quick little graph, supply curve, demand curve. We have a little bit of an equilibrium, but as Ethereum is disappearing off exchanges here, you can see 10 large exchange wallets went from 8 million to 7.7 just in a single day. This is looking very, very good. I pulled up a chart from Crypto Quant. This actually has the line where we could track how much. And yes, I'm going to float around, everybody, so you can see here. This purple line is the amount of Ethereum on exchanges. 30 million. Wait a minute, what's happening? 25 million. Wait a minute, what's happening? Below 20 million, wait a minute, what's happening? And now we're flirting, getting closer and closer to 10 million and lower. And so you can see the amount of Ethereum just disappearing off exchanges. This is the 2021 run up. We do expect, you know, Ethereum to hit all-time highs, potentially 10K, potentially even higher. I definitely see 8, 9K in the card. So price is going to keep going up while the supply on exchanges keeps going low. And then you see the supply and demand curve. You know, I'm feeling that we definitely exceeded the equilibrium price, and now there's more demand than there is supply. And this trend is just going to continue, folks. So we have very, very bullish narratives for Ethereum in 2024. But now I'm going to give you DZ's fourth reason right now, and that's the ETH Bitcoin trading pair. You can see this very long trend line that dates back all the way to the first quarter of 2016. This is March, April 2016. And Ethereum, Bitcoin, this is the amount of Ethereum to make one Bitcoin. Or I'm sorry, we'll actually reverse that. You see here around 5%. So it'll take about roughly 20 Ethereum to equal one Bitcoin. So it was 0.05 Bitcoin for every one Ethereum. And now you can see it just bounced off that trend line in a very, very serious way. It bounced off of here. It acted as resistance, now potentially acting as support. We're going to keep a close eye on this. But if this trend line continues to act as support, I expect Ethereum to close that gap with Bitcoin's price, at least on a relative basis. So with all these confluence of events, 2024 might be the best year for Ethereum. And in fact, Ethereum might be one of the top performers for 2024, even though it has a really high market cap. Remember, Solana in the last 12 months has done 12x. Bitcoin's done a 3x. Ethereum's only done a 2x. So what does that mean? Can Ethereum do a 10x from these levels of the next year? Might be a little bit bullish. 5x is in the cards. All right, I'm DZ for Discover Crypto. Let me know, are you bullish for Ethereum in 2024? And we'll see you at the top.